Alan.
Yeah, good afternoon. One trophy in the bag. You keep on winning, so quite naturally we're going to keep on talking about the chances of winning the other three. It's your chance to close in on Manchester City again this weekend before they play on Sunday, of course. Every game seems to be getting bigger and more important. How much are you enjoying it at the moment, and how much do you enjoy chasing City down, being the hunters?
So I have to be careful whatever I say. Then some of you will make something really weird of it. Enjoy the situation we are in. That's what I do. That's true. What I don't enjoy, but I understand as well that it's normal, are the questions about it, because it constantly it's like that it's considered that we won the games already, but it's there are always a lot of games in between. We have to, if I really want to win tomorrow, really, but if we lose, you all sit here and tell me that the title race is over now. So, and these kind of things, and I don't have enough capacity for all these different scenarios, so I don't really think about it. The only thing we prepare, and the only thing I do is to think about West Ham, then Inter, and Brighton, and whatever, and they're all so difficult to play. So I cannot think about what we can win in the end with it. I just can't. I'm only barely smart enough to get enough concentration and maybe a focus for one game and not the whole general situation. We are obviously not in the worst moment, but there are so many challenges ahead of us that I don't feel in a chasing mood or whatever. I just feel that we are hopefully ready tomorrow to face West Ham in a better way than we did when we played them there.
West Ham, one of the only two clubs to beat you this season. What are you expecting from a David Moyes side at Anfield? David Moyes has never won at Anfield.
Long may it continue. But he was close a couple of times here, even since I'm here. Very good. So what West Ham is doing is incredibly good, I have to say. I'm really pleased for David. He's really a nice colleague, and after all the things which happened in the past, after his very successful spell at Everton and being now at West Ham and being exactly himself again and organising a team in a really good way, making smart transfers, bringing really good players in, and having a really strong side, I have to say. Yeah, they against us traditionally they are more defensive orientated with counter-attacking, but if you let them play football now with this team, I'm not sure who else will be on the pitch exactly and who is fit, but with Reece and Souček obviously is a top double six, and then whatever is coming up front is really strong. Bowen, what a player he became, unbelievable. So we saw him as well at Hull, and he was really good that time. But I'm not sure a lot of people expected this jump. So unbelievable player. Benrahma, outstanding. Formals, outstanding. Antonio, outstanding. And then for sure I forgot somebody who was there in their offensive line as well. So all tempo, technique, the combination of that, really good. But we are not bad as well, and that's what we have to let them feel, because in the game against West Ham, I don't think we were ourselves, at least not for 100%, not to 100%, and that's what you should be, and you should make it much more difficult for the other team to score than we did that day. Now it's long ago, I know, and a lot of good things happened since then, but nonetheless, we have to be better than the first game.
Strength and depth is important, obviously, throughout the season, but maybe even more so now. Is that a key to the rest of the season for you, that strength and depth of your squad? Many are saying it really looking good, and obviously, fitness-wise, not too many injuries at the moment.
No, but enough. Yeah, but enough. So, like, you're right. So, strength and depth is really important, no doubt about that, especially when you have to play different competitions. And but we have players who are not available. So pretty sure that nobody will tell me differently, because yesterday didn't train and Thiago will not be available for tomorrow. Then we have Curtis. It's not bad, but if it's good enough to go again tomorrow, I don't know. Joel Matip is ill. No COVID. Still nowadays it can be a little different way as well. So he will not be available. So all of a sudden you have to. Then we played a tough game midweek. All these kind of things. So we still wait a little bit for who is how in which moment. So it's not from 8 midfielders to Naby. We don't know. From 8 midfielders to 3, 4 midfielders in a week. That can happen easily. So it's not nothing as well that we like enjoy. Oh my God, we have the full choice. You have the full choice one day, and then the other days you don't have it. So we have to make sure that we stay as fit as possible, because we have a lot of games to play in this upcoming month.
Thanks, Alan. Ian, PLP.
Jurgen, just picking up on that point, I understand you've explained there about players can be missing one day, back the next, and so on. But this collection of players that you've got now, all the choices that you have to make in all these positions, is it now the most difficult task for you to pick a team from all these players each week?
No. To pick a team is not no, that's not a problem. I'm long enough in the job to know how I want the team to play in the next game, and who is then most suitable for that. That's not a problem. The real problem was the squad for the final, because 5 subs, great, very great, absolutely great, and we have to keep talking about that, because again the whole world is doing it and it helps football. Not only the game we played against Chelsea was one of the most intense games I ever saw. For 120 minutes, only possible because we had 5 changes. There's no other chance to do that. And by the way, in games before as well, because that's only why these players have still like kind of the power to do that, because we could change in the cup competitions 5 times and all these kind of things. So we have to discuss that until it happens, because it's so necessary. But again, you play a game like this, and you are not allowed to have more players in the squad. Then you have then you don't get a medal. You have to order the medals later and all this. There's some things which could make it nicer. At least for the winner, which is actually, I think, the plan of the whole thing, that the winner has no problems after the tournament. But finding a lineup for the game, for match day, will never be my problem, as long as I have enough players. But then explaining to some players, by the way, you are not involved today. But it's only for today and not for the next 4 weeks. It's true, but it still hurts, and they don't deserve it, and that's why I don't like that too much. But no, having all the players available means we will have a really good lineup.
This week as well, around the place, the mood in your players, the confidence in your players, even just on the training ground, what sort of tangible difference have you seen from winning the trophy at the weekend? What does that breed, the hunger in your side?
Oh, the boys are confident, were confident before. Yes, I think what is a big difference, that it's a while ago that we had a final, and feeling the size of a final, especially when it's at Wembley, 50-50, massive crowd, massive noise, sensational atmosphere. Smelling that, experiencing that is really cool. And yes, definitely we want to have that more often again. That's true. I said it now a couple of times, and people might think I'm a bit mad, but with the final whistle or the final shot, whatever, it didn't feel any different to the Champions League final. There's no difference, and that's cool. That's absolutely cool. And yes, we want to have that more often. That doesn't mean we'll get it more often. It just means we want to have it more often.
Michael, then Carl.
Jurgen, you've already won one cup. Every game at the moment, it's almost like a
It is a final, yeah.
Given the level of importance, once every 3 or 4 days. How much of a challenge is it to keep the players at optimum level, to try and get the very best out of them, given the heavy sort of agenda that you have, and there's still this fabulous desire that's almost unquenchable? How much of a challenge is it to keep that pot boiling?
The physical part is tough, absolutely tough, because it's not, you cannot decide about it. If I want to be recovered, it doesn't mean I'm recovered. It helps, but it doesn't help, really. mean, that's the big challenge. We tried to do that. We tried to do that now so we played 120 minutes on plus long penalty shoot on Sunday. So it was clear we had to change. Nobody who played 120 minutes started the game. Most of them were not involved in the squad. So we came through that round, which is good. And now we play again 3 days later against a top class team in Europe this season, definitely. And so that's from a physical point of view really hard. From a psychological or mental point of view, I'm not sure how I say it. We made a decision. We want to be as successful as somehow possible. We want to use the situation the club gave us with this great group of players and good coaches and all these kind of things, and that's what we want to use. That means we have to show that, and each club might have a different identity. Ours, since we are together, is intensity, and that's what we have to show every match day. That's what we expect from ourselves, and that's it. So that doesn't mean you are always on your top, but it means you have to try it at least always with all you have, and that's what we do.
How pleased are you with the progress of Konate this season? Because we know how highly you've been rated, you wouldn't have bought him otherwise, but it isn't easy to make a move, then come in and play a couple of games, then have his time out, and I know you've done it with other players, but because you've done it with other players, it doesn't make it easy for the next players.
No, but because of his quality helps, obviously. So he's really good. So he has all the skills you need to be a good centre half, and always like it is with young boys, especially when you're that skilled, and sometimes your concentration level drops a little bit here and there because you are used to sort of situation, even when you are a little bit late in the decision making and all this kind of thing. So so he can be so much better, but he is really good. So that helps. That helps most. The other thing is that our centre halves in between have a sensational relationship, absolutely sensational relationship, and so that helps them as well. So they learn from each other and help each other, because a very special position. They don't play any other position. Yeah, Joey a little bit right back, but apart from that, they play as centre halves. So, and that what helps them as well, because they are really close and enjoy the time here in this team. Even they're disappointed when if they're not in squad or not on starting, but not as much as they would not be able to start the next game, and that's good.
Carl, I think that's it, unless there's any more hands for the Open. Carl.
You were asked in midweek about your longer-term future at the club, and you said I really don't know. I'm just wondering what influence managing a squad like this, which is probably once in a generation squad, might have on your thoughts on that?
Not really. Nothing to do with that. So the plan is still the same. I realized when I gave the answer, I thought, oh God, what did I do? But I couldn't get it back. But I was just not in the situation. The plan is still the same. Nothing changed really. And I'm not. If I decide then to leave, or maybe I get a second 23, who knows? But if I decide then in 24, I will. So it has nothing to do with the quality of the squad. So my God, I have to manage them. Oh my God, better to stop than managing them or whatever. It's not like this. It's nothing to do with that. No, all the things we do are for the long term. All the things we do are for the long term. We really, this club must be even better when, especially I'm not here anymore. So, and that's the plan. That's what we are working on. So it's not so important how long I will stay. It's much more important what we do until then.
Just wonder how that tied in with you mentioned earlier about the need to win more trophies, or the desire to win more trophies, and whether you feel that could carry you forward.
It's a long time, a lot of trophies out there, so we will give it a try. The only problem we have is that many other teams want to do it as well. In Europe, plenty of teams. In England, it's like imagine City would not be how many trophies we would have won already. So, but they are here, and it's no problem. We really push each other on really high levels, and so we don't set ourselves a limit. Why should we? But we know it's really difficult. It's really difficult. So it's always a question of perspective. So I heard, and I think it's I don't think it's right that we didn't win enough so far. But you can always think so. Maybe here and there you could have won more. I'm not sure, but it was a bit. We were unlucky in moments as well. Now we won the Carabao Cup, and all of a sudden we are only missing one. So only FA Cup, and then you have the whole collection and stuff like this, and it's really nice. But I couldn't be bothered about it. It's just, is there a competition? Yes, we try to win it if it's possible, and if not, then we still try to be our best, the best version of ourselves. So that's how it is. You can be a spectacular second, which we were unfortunately after a really good season, and it helped us a lot for the future. So just learn to play as often as somehow possible your absolutely best football. That gives you a proper chance to win something. Unfortunately, no guarantees.
Okay, final question in the open from Neil, then we'll go to the embargo bit. I can't take everybody's question. Neil.
You said it already.
I know, sorry, but Neil's got space.
Oh, no, I see.
Just wanted to check on Roberto Firmino, whether there's any chance of him being available for the weekend or Inter, and did you say Naby at the form as well?
I heard by Naby was not in the squad on Wednesday. If Bobby, you asked for Bobby, yeah? Now, Bobby looking good, but not good enough for the weekend. And I think the plan is that he trains on Sunday, first time full. That sounds then like doable for Tuesday.